Dave Ramaka, and I'm the Career and Technology District Counselor for EPISD.
And I'm Eric Winkleman. I'm the CTE Director for Career and Technical Education here in the El Paso Independent School District. And we're here today to talk about our work study or career prep program that we actually have as an after-school program where we hire our students, pay them a salary to work after school on our IT equipment. And they are specifically assigned to the Career and Technical Education computer equipment. Going out to campuses, we have 13 campuses that we service at our high school, and we have 16 that are middle school that our students oversee all of the CTE computer labs, from the networking to computer repair to software troubleshooting, just anything that's related to the computer equipment. These students are work study students after hours. And during the school day, they're a regular student. And so when we walk in there during the school day, you're going to see a regular IT networking / A+ program going on as you would see in every high school. And really what we do is the students are here at the Career Center for 2 years. Usually their junior and their senior year. So what we do is during the first year, the junior year, we're getting them familiar with the network, teaching them how to do punch downs, teaching them how to install jacks in the wall, how to make cables, how to troubleshoot computers, just the standard computer thing, working towards their certifications, their industry certifications.
And their certifications are those entry-level requirements that businesses are looking for when they go to hire their kids. So when they're going to their universities, they can easily pick up a nice job working with any of the major corporations while they're in school, and that does help out.
What we've done is we've set up an account where we pay the students an hourly salary, and they work 19 hours a week, Monday through Friday. And then additionally we pay 2 instructors after hours to go ahead and they manage the students. 3:30 when the bell rings, the students are now employed. And sometimes they're doing work here at the Career Center where they may be pushing out something through the domain, pushing out a new software, a software update. And many of the times they jump in the van with the instructor and they head out to the site, whether it's to set up a new computer lab, to reconfigure a computer lab. Oftentimes they're asked to move computers from one classroom to another because there's a change on campus, change switches out, and then basically set up domains on the campuses.
Yeah, one of the nice things that happened is that when we started the program, there were just a few labs that we were working with. And as it spread because of CTE and keyboarding, it got to be more and more computers. When we're out on the district and we're working in all these labs, it came to find out that technology services would have to hire a ton of people to replace us. So that's when everybody started saying, well, this teamwork would really work. It'd save the district a lot of money, it'd give our kids a whole lot of experience. That experience turns over to them when they go to school after they leave high school. Almost 100% end up getting jobs in the labs for at the colleges that they work at. So it's a really nice way for that experience to move on to another area. Another thing that helps the kids, besides the fact that they're getting all the experience here working with all the networking stuff, is that they also get nice internships once they get into college.
We have a high-end software that's got a high security level that we use in several of our classes, and they had notified us that somebody had tried to initialize or access their software outside of the school district, and we had them on a site license. So that's when I went to our networking teacher, and we sat down and we started talking, and at that point a network was not and a domain was not a real common thing. Normally back then we would just load software individually on computers, and that computer may get moved out of the room, maybe the administrator moved it to another classroom. Oftentimes we surplus computers when we would install new ones, and the software didn't always get wiped off. So the district would surplus it, put it out to a sale, and then somebody would purchase it, and lo and behold, the software would be on the computer and they would try to access it.
Yeah, we taught networking here, but basically our network was standalone. So we were teaching our kids all about this networking, but they were getting no hands-on experience, and they really didn't see what happened. So that's when Eric stepped in.
And decided this would be an opportunity for us to set up a network. So we kind of first started with the network within one or two programs at each one of the high schools where we had concerns about software. And as time went on, we would get calls from teachers, from administrators, and even from our own technology services and saying, hey, can you add a couple more classrooms? Can you put this classroom under it? And slowly and within a 2-year window, all of a sudden, all of the career and technical education programs fell within what we called our own domain. And we honestly had a full domain set up before the district had a full domain set up. So now we have become, for lack of better words, a subdomain within our overall district's domain.
Very true. And that was the exciting part, was the collaboration that we ended up having. And I think it all stems from the idea that what we taught here at our campus was networking, and so we try to take that to the next level and give the kids experience with it. And after they had that experience, it just kept building from there. I think at this time we're at the 3,500 computers that we manage throughout the district, and about 26 schools. So it's pretty large, and they actually do everything. Everybody throughout the district authenticates back to the servers here on this campus. All the printers that are out there, they actually authenticate to the student at the campus, then request the authentication here on which printer to go to. So when you see kids printing in there, there's nothing touching their machine. It's all going through the network and going back and forth. And the kids actually understand these concepts, and then they start working on the switches, as Eric was saying, and the whole network ends up being on the back of the kids, and that's what's exciting.
These students actually own the network, and if there's a loophole, if there's a back door, many times they're the ones that are locating the back door and pointing it out to us, and it becomes kind of a challenge and kind of a game for a lot of these students to be able to catch that before somebody hacks into our system. The students have been awesome with all of the security, with the ownership, so much so that even when they're back on their home campuses, they're the ones being called by the teachers, called out of class, hey, can you come fix my printer? Hey, my computer doesn't start up. Yeah, it's telling me I have a virus, can you help me out? So these students are kind of all of a sudden become the hero on campus with all of the instructors, the administration, the counselors, and so on.
Yeah, that's very true, and we always point out that kids, they're excited about going and fixing a printer. They're excited about going and helping someone with their computers. Sometimes the people from TS, you know, they do this every day, so their excitement level is a little bit less. So teachers really get excited about seeing the kids come around. They get excited, and of course TS gets all the help that these kids provide. So it's a win-win situation. Everybody gets excited when the kids come in and when they leave. They love the whole part.
We're going to pull these computers out of a high school today, and you're going to look at them and say, gee, what's wrong with those machines? And they're probably only 2 or 3 years old. So what we will do is, this particular classroom we're going into, we're going to be running a very new piece of software that requires a high level of Windows. And the computers we're taking out will not operate on that Windows, or they will not operate efficiently. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these computers, we're going to bring them back here, we're going to recondition them, we're going to refresh them, and we're going to put them in a middle school, for example, a keyboarding or a touch data systems program, where they don't require such high-end computers. Or we will surplus them back to the district where they may use them in one of the elementary schools. So when we're refurbishing and recycling these machines, we're not necessarily putting them out to pasture. We're trying to set them up so that they can be used in another program and get the maximum amount of life out of these machines.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing when you start to think that from a district of 65,000 students, it's really difficult to do one for one so far as computers go. But because of this, in fact, what Eric's talking about is what TS our technology services got with us and said they would really like for us to try to promote a project where all the older computers in the district were brought back here, refurbished, and then sent out to other schools. And it first started out with just 20 computers. And pretty soon, one day I walked downstairs and here came this big truck, and it was almost a semi-truck. It backs up to our little warehouse that we have, and all of these computers, I must have been like 400 or 500, they started taking them. I go, what are you doing? He goes, well, these are for the refurbished project. And I go, oh my gosh. So one of the nice things that turned out doing is it gave something physically hands-on that our kids could do in the first year of the program. Because mostly second-year kids are the ones that are working with the network. So those first-year kids now had this nice project that wasn't just worthless, that they actually were doing something that was being used. So now they would go out, we would get a bus and take them out to the campus that was getting the lab. To see our kids out there at an elementary school, interacting with all the little kids and setting up labs for them, it's really something that you have to see to understand. And so it not only became something that was at first just, well, can you do a couple of machines? It turned out where like thousands of machines have passed through us, going out being used by elementary schools throughout the district.
One of the advantages to after school is it is after school. So it doesn't interrupt the class when the students are going in there and working.
And I'm going to tell you what you see is you're going to see kids. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see two adults, and then you're going to see the kids, and they'll be doing most of the work. And they're going to look like kids. They're not adults. They're still kids, and that's the cool part about it. One of the other things I want to tell you is what you're not going to see, because that's the most interesting part. You're not going to see boxes and boxes of software. Even though these computers are going to have 30, 40 pieces of software installed on them, you won't see anything like that. On a network, you don't have to physically be at a place to fix something. And so that's the really thing, that's the top of the line here when you talk about the kids in networking, is they don't actually have to be there to fix it. They can log into the machines remotely, they can install more software or updated software on 1 or on 100 machines. It doesn't really matter.
My name is Daniel Aguayo, and I'm a teacher with the El Paso Independent School District Center for Career and Technology Education. My program is computer maintenance. I'm one of the instructors that works with the Workstudy program that is responsible for all career and technology education computers and devices in the El Paso Independent School District.
What we're doing today is we're tearing down this old lab and we're actually replacing it with a newer, more updated lab.
What we have going on today is a collaboration with CTE, that's Career and Technology for the El Paso District, with Technology Services.
Tonight's assignment is a direct result of our relationship with Technology Services. We have been asked to upgrade this computer lab at one of our high schools. This is the School Age Parent Center. And this computer lab is an outdated computer lab. And we are replacing it with brand new computers. So what our students are doing today is, first of all, they need to remove the old computers and then unbox the new computers, set up the new computers as per the requirements with our network.
Part of our policies are to go ahead and redirect all teacher and student documents and desktop to our central servers at different locations. And this allows us to come in at any time and completely remove a lab, replace a lab, fix a computer, and the students or the teachers do not have to worry about losing any documents or data. The first thing that will happen after all the computers are actually on the network is I have a student who will go onto the domain itself, create an organizational unit for it, move the computers to the correct location, assign printer policy so that this classroom gets its printer properly, organize the desktop so that students only have access to what the teachers want them to access, and so forth. And that'll all be done by the student as part of our training program for the Workstudy program.
My name is Urban Sandoval, and I'm from Austin High School. And what we're doing here is moving the machines that were already moved to the domain, moving them to an organization unit so they can get the software the machines need and the students need. And my co-workers will type in the command so it'll start getting the programs they need.
We appreciate this opportunity to talk about our program. We hope other districts can model what we're presenting today, and wish you luck with getting this underway. It's a win-win for the district, for the program, for the students, and for the instructors.
And just like that, a new computer is set up to the network.